Okay, we're live. We're live.
Hey,
Hey, Prairie Queen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Robin?
I'm doing pretty good, better than the last couple of weeks have been, although not, I can't say I'm 100% yet, but way better than it's been. But here we are. So maybe it's the change in the seasons.
I
You,
think so.
what do they say? SAD, seasonal affective disorder. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't remember ever being affected like this, this much in the past. Maybe because we're all hypersensitive.
I think so. I found like for the wilds of Canada, we usually have that disorder. A lot of people suffer from it usually December onward
Mhm.
for all the winter months. I found myself fine until mid-February,
Yeah.
but then after that, everything just was laggy and slow and blah, you
Yeah,
know?
including, like, your emotions, your thought processes, all that,
Yes.
events, things that you expect to happen that were slow, and
Mhm.
it's like your patience has been called upon to be so many times, I've just had to remind myself, "Slow the fuck down, and be patient, just cool your jets," and it's been a challenge.
Oh, it has been here too for me. It wasn't until I'd say the middle of February is when I finally threw my hands up and said, "I'm done with winter. I'm done with snow. I can't take this anymore." And there's that. But I told myself, yeah, just calm down. It'll happen.
Yeah,
And now we're going through our spring season, which still has snow in it, melting. Things get um, rainy, but also get snowy again, depending on how cold it gets. But it's like this is part of the early part of spring. Just you wait.
every day is either a letdown or an exhilarating moment or both.
Hmm.
I can't even imagine.
And
I'm
well, for me the other day too, we had sort of like a mini blizzard situation go on, and but it was also had icy roads. I think I texted you at the time,
yeah.
and you couldn't see worth a damn. And so I just took it slow driving to work, and that I was fine. And I'm just going, yep, been through worse.
Well, okay, so there's some comfort in that, "Okay, I made it through worse, so I'm doing this."
This is what I tell myself. There are times too when I'm driving through these kind of snowstormy conditions. It's like, well, at least you can see the road and kinda, and you've been through worse. This is not your first rodeo. You'll know when not to go out.
So tell me, Prairie Queen, how many years have you been driving to work that route?
Oh, okay. I'm going to say at least a good 12 years. Yeah.
Whoa, okay, that's a good so you sort of have it, like, ingrained in you, like your muscle memory even, the route
Kinda.
there.
Yeah. Like, um, on the roads that I drive on, I've driven on them well, every day, 5 days a week, and sometimes on the weekends. I know approximately where the edges are. Uh,
Yeah,
the road.
yeah, it's here somewhere.
And out on the main highway part, I usually keep looking ahead and praying to the snow gods, do not have an oncoming traffic, please, because I don't know precisely where I am on the road. And it's funny because I've driven and all of a sudden I've realized that not only have I been straddling the yellow line, I'm in the opposite lane 3/4 of the way. I'm going, Who cares? I'm carrying on.
Well, no kidding. It's like
Oh,
yeah. Well, okay, I have to ask because, I watch, Foodie Beauty and her
mhm.
adventures, up there in her part of Canada.
Mm.
Do you guys drive on the left?
No, we drive on the right. Yeah.
Okay, so when she's showing her driving videos, her camera's reversed.
Yes, it would have
Because I
to
would
be.
and but sometimes it isn't, but more likely than not, her camera's and so it appears that she's okay. Okay, so you guys aren't so
Yeah.
foreign.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
so
no.
well,
Um,
hmm.
I
Oh,
know in the UK, they drive in the on the left.
yeah, yeah,
I
and I
don't
think
know about
Scotland too. Well, that's part of the UK.
yeah, I don't know. Do they? I'm not sure. I was just gonna say, I don't know about Scotland or Ireland. I'm assuming
Well,
so?
truthfully, I don't either.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, drive on the right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, good.
Mhm.
Okay, that was a burning question. Now my curiosity's been satisfied. So the okay, we're gonna do this last week. Well, we were gonna do this the week before, but then things happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't respect my missing gallbladder, and it let me know, and so that's what happened a couple weeks ago. Last week, okay, gotta share. Last week, last Sunday, that was Easter, right? Was that Easter?
The
I can't remember. Anyway, I got some good news. It's really funny. I got good news. It wasn't huge news to a whole lot of people, but it was huge news to me, and I gotta tell you. Okay, what happened was I'm a retiree, you know, I get Social Security, um, I get food assistance, food stamps. It's called CalFresh here.
okay.
And I don't know if it was because of Trump or what, but for the first time, they said, "Okay, we're stopping your food stamps. You have to reapply or you have to go through a reassessment." This
Mhm.
was the first time that had ever happened, and I'd been on them for, like, 4 or 5 years. Can't
Mhm.
It was only $30 a month, okay, but $30 is $30. That's a couple of chickens
Mhm.
and some but anyway, it was cut off, so I had to reapply. Well, I got uh, my phone number was different, okay? That was a big hang up. They would not let me do anything until I changed my phone number, and that I couldn't change my phone number because they wanted to send me a text to my old phone number
Oh
that
god.
I didn't have anymore, so it was going around and around, and that I called people and talked to people, and they told me to do this. Anyway, it had been just time after time saying, "Okay, no, no, you're blocked. Okay, try again. You've tried too many times. Wait till tomorrow." It was all of that. And here's what I noticed about my process with this.
Mhm.
When anybody is like brand new in California, Southern California, LA County, okay, and an unfortunate person, somebody who landed here because they had no place else to go. We do have aid and assistance. We're really helpful here. It's a blessing to a whole lot of people. And people in dire circumstances can apply for food stamps. They get them right away. They get
Mhm.
them right away. But for somebody who's already here, an old veteran of it,
Mhm.
It they made it really hard for me, and I just so there was a disconnect, but anyway, here goes, you guys. Suddenly, I got a phone interview, and so I answered all these questions, and what I found out was the $30 a month I was been being given in food stamps was based on my salary when I was working. Well, I made pretty darn good money, for a
Mhm.
single old lady on her own. So I got $30 a month, big deal. I was entitled to it because I was on Social Security, but so anyway, they reassessed my income, which is, you know, a a fraction of what it
Mhm.
used to be. So suddenly I went from $30 a month to nothing since October. I mean, my family's been helping me out.
Right.
So from nothing to I'm getting $110 a month in food stamps, and I got the letter, and I looked at the letter, and I read it over and over, and then I turned off my computer, I folded up the letter, and I went right to bed. And so
Mhm.
I was just I wasn't good for so that was I think that was Saturday that I
Right.
got the news, and I was so overwhelmed by this good news, I had to go to and I couldn't do anything. I was, like, paralyzed with
Wow.
good
Yeah.
news-itis, so I didn't show up, and I told Prairie Queen, I said, My God, I can't do anything because I've got this good news, and I don't know how to unpack it." So excuse me. So, anyway, and besides that, I was also notified that I got arrearages because
Wow.
yeah, so I got part of the month of March. Anyway, right immediately, I had, like, $170 to
Mhm.
spend in grocery money, so I shopped, and it got here, and I put it away, and I made things, and I just so anyway, that's my story. That's a really personal story, but
Wow. So you're gonna be getting 110 now a month, right?
yes.
Oh my God. Oh, what a blessing.
What a blessing, and I did, some research and, regarding my circumstances, and what I was able to spend on groceries per month, and this was sending me in the hole. My family had to help me out every month. It sent me into the hole anyway, my expenditure on food for
Mhm.
one person fell considerably lower than the lowest poverty level of one person's spending. So, Prairie Queen, you and I talked about this batch cooking,
Yes.
economizing, all that
Yeah.
stuff, and boy, did I implement that,
Mhm.
over and over again, month after month. So, but now, I'm not rolling in it, but damn, what a relief.
And I bet you're shopping when you got that, well, initial 170, but from now on, the 110 that you get, you'll probably be shopping extremely frugally
Carefully, absolutely. I'll make
and
it stretch as far as I can,
yeah.
but when I did get that chunk, I when I was ordering groceries,
Mhm.
and I still got most of it, I ordered 5 different kinds of cheese
Good for you.
because, that okay, cheese to me is real bougie, what a luxury. I
Mm.
ordered Dublin cheddar sticks, I ordered a bag of little Bonbell cheeses,
Oh.
I pepper jack,
Mhm.
blueberry vanilla feta,
Interesting.
a little log, that's an interesting and then one other, I can't remember what else I got. Mm, mm, mm. Anyway, doesn't matter. Anyway, that was my luxury item, and then I got sensible stuff too. But
So
anyway,
you got celebratory cheese.
celebratory cheese, I know, and so much of it is still in there too. It's just, oh, great. And, I can just go in there, "Oh, I think I'll have a cheese stick from Ireland and a
Well,
cracker."
the thing is, it's not like you went out and bought a bunch of chips or other
Y y
things,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
At least this
Although
was quality food items.
yeah, and although I did buy a family-sized pack of York peppermint patty singles for the
Okay.
freezer.
Well, see, there you go, and that's a little luxury indulgence.
Yeah, a little frivolity. Okay, so Prairie Queen, I gotta tell you. Okay,
Mm,
we were gonna. I want to get something out of the way. We have 4 people watching. I don't know who's out there.
okay.
I know Jonicide's there. Hey, Jonicide, love you long time, Jonicide. You know, everybody's favorite little brother. Okay, so if anybody sees Mudbrooker, I was gonna be in Mudbrooker's chat because I wanted to explain, but then I thought, well, how lame, so I didn't, I took a nap instead, but anyway,
Okay.
I have all of these cast iron garden, animals that
Right.
okay, I cleaned them up, so I'm gonna send them to Mudburger. He says, "Package them up, let me know how much the shipping is, and I'll send you the money to ship them." Great. So, I bought a scale, a bathroom scale, so I got everything packed up, I weighed it, but then I was outside noodling around on my back porch, and tucked under one of my plant stands was a piece of cast iron I forgot I had. It is
Oh,
a cast iron frog,
oh my.
about the same size as the animals I'm sending to mud. So anyway, oh my god, I'll clean this up, I'll open the box, I'll bundle, and I'll throw the frog in. It'll be a surprise because I have a couple surprises in the box. As
Mm.
before. But anyway, so I picked it up, I turned it over, and it's hollow up inside. I turned it over, and I saw no fewer than 2 spider se p egg sacs.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I went, "Oh," and I looked, and down from the edge of my hand was a little tiny spider thread with a little tiny spider. They were already hatching. So,
Mm.
anyway, I put it down on the porch, rinsed my hand off, I checked my clothes, so I got everything yeah, so anyway, it's out there. So Mudbrooker, if you're watching this now or later, I have not mailed the box yet, I'm waiting for, Mr. Frog to, be vacated by the
Mm,
spider community, and then I'll bring it in, I'll rinse it out, I'll grease it up and put it in the box, and I will let you know, Mudbrooker, how much the label is, and then I will get this thing off to you. So
mm.
anyway, there's my big long story.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear mercy, Prairie Queen,
What?
in the chat, UFO Gandalf, Dex,
Oh,
De old friend.
yes,
Oh,
that sounds familiar.
a a
Wow.
a 420 friend.
Yeah, there
UFO
you
Gan oh, Dex, it's good,
Mhm.
good, good to see you, sweetheart.
Mhm.
Dang, in fact, Dex, I'm gonna give you an incentive. Okay, how do I make you a mod? Delete comment, ban user, delete their comment. How do I make Dex a mod? Oh, I can't do it on StreamYard. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, UFO Gandalf. Okay, add as a moderator. Okay, Dex, there you go. I'll be damned, Dex. It is just great to see you. Thanks for showing up. Miss you over there on Facebook. I know you dunked. Yeah, so but good to see you here, sweetheart. Thank you for
Oh,
showing
yeah.
up. Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to just touch briefly on the banner that I had for today's stream.
Right.
It's a still of Shani's hand with
Yeah.
her tattoo. It's on her left hand. I'm almost certain it's on her left hand, between her thumb and the what do you call that? Phalanges. Anyway, it's there on the web, near the web of her thumb and first finger. It's a
Okay.
cross with
Mhm.
spokes radiating out from it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh,
I
wait, it's a cross? Like a religious cross?
yeah.
Okay, with the spokes, okay.
Yeah, like a crucifix. And
Right.
I don't know, she's what, in her 40s?
Yes.
Maybe she saw one on her grandpa, or maybe, somewhere anyway, that, my friends, is a I've talked about this before, it's a Pachuco mark. And Pachuco marks it's like an indigenous thing. It's Los Angeles, early Los Angeles, maybe all the big cities, the zoot suiters, the Pachucos, the guys with the long watch chains and the zoot suits,
Mhm.
and they were tough guys. They were wise guys. They were the bosses, the Pachucos, and
Mhm.
the ladies. Oh, you guys, they got the best looking women. They were so, and this was, you know, mostly back 40s, 50s, even earlier than that. But anyway, the Pachuco mark, everybody had like secret handshake, Pachuco mark. The Pachuco mark was a cross
Mhm.
and the spokes radiating out were supposed to be indicative of the number of times you went to prison by being a wise guy, by being a tough guy, by being a boss. You know, so
Oh.
so is that Pachuco mark? I don't know what Channy thinks it is. Maybe the glory of Jesus or whatever, but no, honey, it's a Pachuco mark, and and I know about it firsthand. Besides, because my children's dad, my ex-husband, when he was 14 years old, like many of his other friends, and he did this where in Fresno,
Mhm.
California. He tattooed himself with India ink, and I don't know if he used like an X-Acto knife, but anyway, my ex-husband, my kid's dad, tattooed his own Pachuco mark, and he did the radiating, and he thought that gave him cred, and that was like a flex, and it
Mhm.
was, when you're a 14-year-old kid, it impressed his
Right.
Hispanic girlfriend and her brothers, but anyway, Pachuco mark, and he said, "Well, that's supposed those radiating spokes, that's supposed to signify how many times you've been to prison," and I never saw any of them, like, with a whole lot more than the 3.
Mhm.
But anyway, Shanny, that's a Pachuco mark.
How many spokes does she have?
She has 3.
Okay.
My ex-husband had 3.
Okay.
But, I never researched any further than the look of it, but I just know what
Right.
I'm familiar with and what I know. Yeah.
When you mentioned it, I looked it up briefly and alls I saw was based the fashion. And it was kinda cool that the women, I don't know how true it was, but they were being very bold and wearing trousers back then too.
Oh, yeah, pinstripe. Yeah,
Yeah, the trousers and the, oh, what do you call it? Suspenders
yeah, yeah,
and all dolled up. And I'm going, that was a cool fashion of
yeah,
the day.
and baggy, baggy, baggy.
Yes.
Break over the instep, long pants.
Mhm.
That was so high fashion
Yeah,
back
I
in.
think that was really classy.
Yeah,
Um,
it was, and yeah,
yeah.
but anyway, Shanny, please. Oh, another thing about Shanny, I saw G-Man's, visit to him, and, he showed him, they talk about your exploitation, Jesus Christ.
I
He
know.
showed him inside that tent, and it doesn't smell good
It
'cause,
can't.
they can't stay clean, and, he got him food and stuff, but, we've all been following Shanny for a really long time,
Mhm.
and I don't like her. Excuse me. I disapprove of just about everything she does, but darn, you know what? I'd send her a couple of bucks if I
I
had
wouldn't.
it.
I wouldn't.
No?
No. They
No,
have Robin, they've got choices.
that's true. That's
Okay?
Yeah,
Maybe maybe their friend, the vampire, as young as he is, he's got a backstory, obviously, why he's out there.
yeah,
Um, their backstory is spoiled, rotten, spent almost $1 million, and consistently, even when they had the money, were grifting on the internet, and their kids went without, or her kids went without. Didn't even have sheets on the bloody bed back in Colorado for the kids.
thank you for your pep talk, your TED Talk. I needed that. Slap. Yeah, 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 so
No, no, no.
yeah,
And you know what? I'll bet you G Man has put them up in a hotel because he didn't come all that way to go live in the tent for a few days with them.
yeah, and
And
he does kind of have that savior syndrome.
yes, he does.
You know,
Look
he
how he
yeah,
bought that house for $1, was fixing it up, allowed them to move back into said house as squatters until he had to kick them out. So, I mean, because, they had been without a home.
yeah,
So, I mean, no. And behind the scenes, when the camera is off, we don't know what's really going on.
yeah, that's yeah, they'll be
So,
fine,
shame on
they'll
you,
be fine.
Robin. You get those thoughts out of your head.
I'll get those thoughts out of the
Get, yeah,
impure thoughts. Yeah,
because,
Grampy Lobster would just slap the shit out of me,
well, see, there you go.
and he'd make me eat a peep.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, genocide, I am you know why? I watch Shanny and Rev Grampy Lobster. Yeah, I just
Mhm.
in memory of Grampy Lobster, I can't let it go because he had such a great time. He had a fabulous time bragging on Shanny and Rev, and I was right there with him with a whole bunch of other people, and also, Von Helton,
And
James Von Helton, yeah.
we were so invested from way back with both of them, um,
Yeah.
that yeah, it to explain to a newcomer the lore.
Yeah, and the attachment, because all of this was going on largely during lockdown,
Mhm.
and so little was left to many of us that, everybody kinda landed in their happy place, their safe space, their "what else am I gonna do" space during that time, and this was ours. So,
Mhm.
yeah, and, okay, I wanna say something about Von Helton. Okay, I'll probably get bitch slapped for this too. You know what? I'd send Von Helton a couple bucks if I had it.
Huh. And the reason being?
Well, I saw his last I don't know who covered it, if it was Secular Opinion or if it I can't the one that does Shinny Ballsy. No, that was anyway,
Oh,
the
right.
last Von Helton video live he did or he looked absolutely dreadful. He looks dreadful anyway because he has not had a shower since last July.
I
Let
believe it.
and, another little footnote, haha, footnote, he doesn't wear socks.
Hmm.
He said he hasn't worn socks in a few years.
Well, thank God. The amount of toenail fungus that man has. Mhm.
Can
Those
you
socks
imagine
walk
his
away.
toenails curling down over the ends of his toes like
Oh, God.
talons?
Mm.
Wow! Holy shit. Yeah, but anyway, he looked and I noticed, even though it was in the middle of the night, he's lost his spark. He's lost his feistiness.
Mhm.
He had this arrogant, "Well, I'm the Vaughn and the gods and, my
Yeah.
planetary girlfriend," and all that stuff, and he was sassy. All that's gone.
The
It's
last I heard, I didn't watch, but the last I heard, something to do with the Asian women. I don't know if he was trying to get out there again and looking for an Asian
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
bride,
oh,
and
yeah.
you mentioned that he was in California.
That's okay, he said he Needles. He was and that's right on the edge, but now he's saying he was in Arizona, so I don't know, maybe he dipped into Needles, but it's right there on the border.
Okay.
Yeah, still in the desert, still bitter cold at night and scorching during the day.
Oh God. Can you imagine? It's no different than Scranton at night, like, the cold.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah,
No, I can't imagine being in a car when it's brutally cold
brutally
at,
cold, and
at
2
night.
and
And
his
a dog.
skin and a dog. Oh, that
Yeah.
poor dog. But his skin, yeah, there are several layers of crust and dirt and dead skin,
Mhm.
but his skin kinda looks a little gray, and it seems
Yeah.
like extra lumpy, but his speech is slowed, and so
Now,
I think he's just gonna go to sleep and not gonna wake up.
right. Now that is okay. You mentioned Jason and Shani, and you felt almost compelled to send them a couple bucks.
Yeah.
With Vaughn, I think it's time that people kind of thought about his situation.
Excuse me.
'Cause can't people call it in?
I've been thinking about that too. At what point, would somebody take notice and go, "Hey, there number 1, there's a story
Mhm,
surrounding Vaughn." It could be like this documentary, and bless their heart, okay, that f the person who I pointed out to you, Prairie Queen, who's been
mhm,
in our comment section,
right,
who I don't know who you are, sweetheart, but the person in the comment section who has been dropping little pearls of Vaughn lore, I thank you.
mhm.
You know things about Vaughn that I either did not know or had forgotten. Goes way, I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're a member of THN or if you're an old grampy friend, but I thank you for that. But okay, where was I going with that?
I think it would be fun if that person would be able to come up sometime. They can stay off camera, come
Or
up
or
and just share some of the Vaughn, or even share not just the Vaughn lore, but their thoughts with Vaughn's situation.
Yes, and okay, now I know where I was going with that. This guy is almost like an archivist. I
Mm,
say guy, it's a person, a very knowledgeable person regarding the Von Lore. You know, I think there is a story here of interest. It's a saga, and
mhm.
it spreads for years. Um,
Oh, definitely more so than, Jason and Shani.
oh, way more. Vaughn is just yeah, and there's this down home, countrified, homespun feeling to it. We all have, like, relatives in our background, I think,
Mhm.
kind of reminiscent of Vaughn and his situation and his viewpoint. Don't we all have a
Now
s
here's the other thing too, Vaughn has family in Kentucky,
yeah.
and I'm wondering if it's the same situation with like Shani has her relatives/family in Minnesota,
Well, doesn't I know she has a brother
and a sister.
and a sister, so I don't know. They're pretty much silent as far as I know.
Well, as I'm under the impression that they wrote her off a long time ago.
Yeah, yeah. Well, she
While
wrote
mom
them
and
off
dad were
too.
while mom and dad were still alive,
Yeah.
her siblings wrote her off for very good reason. And yes, I thoroughly understand where they're coming from on that. I am also under I can also understand where the Frost family would write him off as well.
Oh, yeah.
You
Well,
know,
he would
mental health, it is a hell of a thing, mental health. There are families out there that will keep an eye on their family member from afar, or those that truly have to walk away because they are the ones that will be shut down quickly by the person suffering from the mental health.
yeah.
And for their own sanity, um, they have no choice. I'm sure they mourned the fact that they have to walk away, but they have to.
Yeah, I think yeah, or they just threw up their hands and said, you know, "We've done all we could. So
Because
long."
you never hear of him mentioning anybody from Kentucky telling him to come back to Kentucky. Once he left there, he was out on the open road. Well, of course, he went north, right? But,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah,
don't hear, and I was just going to say, you don't hear from John anymore. I don't.
I don't either. I wonder what John's doing. I wonder if he found a lady friend.
I hope he's okay. Mind
I
you, again, mental health is a hell of a thing, folks.
Yeah.
But I
Oh,
hope he's okay.
yeah. I hope all those guys are okay. Oh,
The-
okay,
It's
so
just that I just think, for Vaughn at age 63, almost in a year now, living in his car, um, somewhere out in Arizona,
yeah.
near the California border. Um, that's and a dog. I know Jason and Shani. Fine, you want to go live in a tent in Scranton? Go for it. You're in your early 40s. You can still get your shit together.
And there's 2 of them, and they
Right.
tag team stuff. They each have their little supporters. They each have kind of their little income sources, people who'll send them stuff
Oh
here and there, plus
yeah.
they have G-Man and all that. Vaughn doesn't have anybody.
That's the thing. Like, where's he getting his social security money?
I
Or
don't
is
think he's
he?
getting it. I don't think he's
Where's he
getting it.
getting his food stamp monies? Or
I
is
don't
he?
I don't think he's getting it because
See,
you've gotta have an address,
right.
um, and he doesn't. Yeah, there's nobody there to advise him. I don't think he's thinking clearly because I think he's, of course, gotten, like, dementia, but, yeah, I don't think he's getting anything.
And I'm just surprised right now that he hasn't been carjacked. He's, when you
Yeah,
think about it, 63 years old in the shape that he's in and how he
vulnerable.
looks, he's
Yeah,
a good candidate.
y right? If nothing else, to hotwire his car and take off with it and sell it for parts. Yeah, he's
Mhm.
been pretty damn lucky.
He has.
Yeah, out there in the wilds. Yeah, but the closer he might get to a big city, though, the more danger he would be in.
That's true.
Predators are few and far between out there in the wilds and of the truck stops where he's been landing. He's been smart in that regard or just
Mhm.
dumb luck. But yeah, so he better stay in those remote places because he's vulnerable.
He is. He really is. But as for money, I think he does get financial backing
You
from
think?
people. I think so.
And
Otherwise, he
two,
wouldn't be
just
screaming.
just because we haven't heard about it, John could be shooting him little gift cards here and there too.
Exactly. Just
So,
yeah, nobody is out there bragging about it,
yeah,
but I can't see him totally without money.
yeah.
So I
Mm.
don't know. I
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
We'll never know. We'll probably never know. But okay, so
Mm.
I want to just cover something really briefly, and then I think we're going to end this because I I have to do a hand wash. I've gone through I have not done laundry since December when I was at my daughter's house for Christmas.
Mhm. Oh,
She
no.
she lets me sling every single stitch of dirty laundry I have up there. I get to wash it, dry it, fold so I've gone through everything. So I need to do a hand wash because the next thing that I have to wear, unless I wear something stinky and is a pair of tuxedo pants with a satin stripe
Oh, yeah.
from one Halloween costume I had one year. That's the last pair of pants clothing that I have in my entire apartment. So I have to do a hand wash, and it's really cool because I can hand wash and I can buy cheap pants.
Mhm,
You get multiples for not very much money, and they dry in a heartbeat because they're so thin and cheap.
mhm,
So, anyway, I have to go do a hand wash because I want a shower and I want something that smells good to put on.
mhm.
So but anyway, you and I had mentioned about products from our childhood and things that likely might have produced childhood trauma.
Yes.
Excuse me, one of the things were home permanents for children.
See, I was very fortunate. I never had, one of those
Yeah, well,
as a child.
you did obviously didn't have a twisted big sister
Okay, that's where it came
with
from
her
for you?
best friend, yeah, yeah, and I remember this it was called Toinette because there
Right?
was something called a Tony home permanent,
Everybody got a Tony.
and for little kids, it was Toinette with and they used little tiny perm rods,
Oh, wow.
and, I remember the smell of the soggy towel around my neck.
Oh, I can almost feel it. Ugh,
Oh, I
that
can
cold,
feel it,
damp, stinky
smell
towel.
it,
Oh.
and remembering the you know, hanging over the sink, face
Ugh.
forward, almost upside down, pouring water over those perm rods, and the water getting in your eyes, and you gotta use the wet towel to block anyway, I so and I have a Prairie Queen I'm gonna remind myself because under my bed is my picture box from forever.
Mhm.
There's a picture of me after my first Toinette permanent in Pasadena, California in about 1953, 54.
Okay.
I had the first afro of any blue-eyed blonde girl in the history of the world.
And how many weeks did you cry?
I don't remember. I think I was just stunned because I didn't know what to expect. I was a little kid and my sister was God.
Right?
She was 8 years older than me. I was a little kid. She was in high school, junior. Well, she was left in charge of me because my mom had no interest in raising a 3rd kid. So it was left up to my sister. So my sister just did any old thing she wanted.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway, that's childhood trauma number 1, the fro. And I think I have a class picture,
So that would be like Shirley Temple on steroids.
only dry.
Ooh,
Shirley Temple had these shiny little ringlets.
yes.
I had dry sheep's wool,
Oh, yes, exactly.
pale
On
blonde.
steroids there. There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah, it was awful. It was yeah. Okay, the second thing. Okay, we were talking briefly about things from bobby pins, unheard
Yeah.
of today.
Hair
W
clips, those metal hair clips.
Called the ones with the claws.
Yes.
Yeah, those were crimpers.
Mhm.
Yeah, you could make those crimped waves from way back, and then they also were the metal clips that we called yo-yets.
Yes.
Yeah, and you mentioned dippity-doo.
Dippity-doo.
Yeah,
Yes, that was a thing.
hair setting gel that you used with magnetic plastic rollers. They were magnetic because you stuck it down with goo, stuck your
Mhm.
hair to these rollers with goo, and they dried like that, and you take out the rollers and your hair was crunchy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but good set though. Man, that made some good hairstyles if you knew what you were doing. And also, okay, bobby pins, you can get them in black,
Mhm.
you get them in brown and
Brown. Yeah.
bronze or gold. No,
Mhm.
silver, black, brown, and silver for
Yes.
gray hair, bobby pins. And there were hairpins that used when you were making a French twist
Mhm.
with those stand-up curls that
Mhm.
you sprayed. Okay, the trauma related to bobby pins from my childhood happened, and, you learn really quickly if you see like a random bobby pin just laying someplace, outside in the grass, in the house under this, uh, don't pick it up and use it because chances are that random bobby pin is gonna contain earwax belonging to Uncle Louie.
Right? That it was a thing.
That's what everybody's uncle, their grandma, their dad, they say, "Oh, don't use Q-tips to clean your ears because you'll shove the wax further next to your eardrum." Well, okay, people's solution was to use the end of a bobby pin
Right.
and
Scoop it out. Yeah.
scoop out that earwax, and then they toss it away. Well, I can't tell you how many bobby pins that I picked up that had some kind of orange caked on earwax from Aunt Viola.
Oh my god.
And if you were really wanting to be grossed out, if you look closer, it had a hair in it.
Well, yeah. So, God almighty. Yeah, it's funny, how people use things and for different purposes.
D Different purposes, and this is beyond, the outhouse and using old dried corn cobs
Exactly.
or
Yeah,
pages from the Sears catalog. This is like
exactly.
yeah, at least that had a localized place for disposal. You can find a bobby pin with earwax any old place.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah,
But,
yeah.
yeah, I totally forgot about that, but that was
Right?
a thing.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
hey, you guys, the hits will keep coming. Stick with us, and we will come up with more trauma from our childhood on the Boomer Hour.
Yes, there you go, and it's, all these little gems from the past.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Be bored to death learning about, ancient history
Mhm.
from
'Member handkerchiefs for men?
with a monogram.
Yeah. Or my dad used to have the bandana print handkerchiefs.
Okay.
And as a young child, I was taught how to use how to do laundry. And I finally said to mom, it's like, I'll do the laundry, everything but dad's stuff. Because just in general, that's your dad. There's just, to me,
Mm.
that was kind of, that's one thing. I just can't touch his laundry. And the worst of it all was the dozens and dozens of handkerchiefs,
Yeah,
because you knew they were all stuck together
in a
and
crunchy ball.
right.
Oh, I forgot about you.
And it was amazing to me when they would come out of the dryer, because I was still in charge of, well, you unload the dryer.
Yeah.
And I'd unload said laundry of dad's, which was fine. You know, not that I was really into all of his laundry, um, but the amount of handkerchiefs that would come out, and I'm going, it's like brand new. It's a miracle.
Right. That's
It's
yeah,
like,
well,
where'd that snot go?
they they were finely woven too,
Mm-hmm.
so that didn't, like, let the wrinkles set. Y
Right.
yeah, very finely woven
Yeah.
fabric on those men's handkerchiefs, and, they got them every Christmas in a six-pack.
Right, that was the standard for dad. Yeah, you buy him a set of handkerchiefs. Yeah.
Yeah, always, and I used every
Yeah.
goddamn one of them.
And I know up here, men were still using them a hell of a lot longer than when women gave up their handkerchiefs and went to Kleenex.
Yeah, the little purse packs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and, whereas men just stuck with their hankies, and
Well,
it's
and
just like,
and
"Oh
2,
my god."
our handkerchiefs had these little embroidery edges, little die cut edges with little
Right?
violets and little curly cues, and they really weren't very large, they weren't nearly as big as men's handkerchiefs, and you know what? When you take them out, they're fresh, they got this little crisp fold, you
Mhm.
use it, stick it back, they never look the same after the first use, so one use and, it's time to go get a purse packs of Kleenex were way more practical.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah,
then with men, with their handkerchiefs, they would use that as a rag for anything. Whip it out of their
and
back pocket, wipe something down, even,
any old thing.
battery terminals, doesn't matter. Stick it back in your pocket and then later on blow your nose.
Blow your
It's like,
nose,
"What
and then
the heck?"
at dinner, pull it out and wipe your forehead because 'cause you're sweating eating your
Right?
steak.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna end this. I am so done. Yeah, okay, so back to the chat. Dex, Jonocide, thank you, sweet babies, for being here. Uh, we appreciate you so much. To our mystery commenter that comments after the fact, thank you so much for showing up. We hope to see more of you. We are so intrigued how we
That
know
we
you
are.
and how you
Yes.
know us. And we have a million questions, but it's also kind of delicious, the mystery.
Mhm.
Yeah, God, I hate using pretentious words like that, but I couldn't think of anything else. Okay, we're gonna end this. I'm gonna go over to StreamYard. Thank you again. Okay, so I'm gonna end the stream.